So Duggan wins, first white mayor in 40 years. What are people in your town saying this morning?
Well, it depends on who you talk to, Roland. If you talk to the people who supported Mike Duggan, they're excited. If you talk to the people who supported Benny Napoleon, they're a little bit disappointed. However, they're not angry, and they believe so much in the city of Detroit, they're hopeful that things will move forward in a great direction.
One of the issues that we saw, race early on was an issue, but it seemed as if that was pushed aside and economics, how to rebuild Detroit really came back to the fore.
That race was, contrary to popular belief and opinion, race was never the issue. White columnists and conservatives at newspapers in this city kept asking the question in very bold headlines: can a white man become mayor in the city of Detroit? Black people were never concerned about race. Black people in Detroit have always voted for white people, for city council, for Congress. So that was never an issue in the black community. But there were some people in the news media who wanted to make it an issue, but it never was.
Clearly, all eyes have been on Detroit, especially African Americans. The city is trying to rebound. You have an emergency manager there. How will Duggan deal with having an emergency manager? Because the EM is still in control. And so what power will he have?
Well, Mike Duggan will work with the emergency manager quite well, Roland. Here's what you have. Mike Duggan was a part of the governor's inner circle. Emails have emerged through the Freedom of Information Act showing that Mike Duggan was clearly a part of the architectural team that designed the emergency manager for the city of Detroit. So there's no doubt in my mind that he will work very well with Kevin Orr. And I think this also means that Kevin Orr may not be around as long now that Mike Duggan was the winner yesterday in the election.
What do voters, what do your callers, what do folks in Detroit want to see done? What should be the first priority of Duggan when he assumes control as mayor of Detroit?
The number one thing people want in this city, Roland Martin, is to be safe. As you know, crime is at an enormous level in the city of Detroit, and they're hopeful that somebody somewhere can do something about it. Now, Mike Duggan was a prosecutor here. The Wayne County prosecutor was not as successful in reducing crime. However, I think that even if Benny Napoleon had won, crime would have been the number one issue. Now, that's for the people. We'll see what happens after January 2nd.
Well, interesting, Mildred, crime number one issue, but the guy who was the sheriff didn't win.
Well, let me tell you why he didn't win. The corporate community, Mr. Dan Gilbert and Roger Penske and others poured somewhere between $4 and $5 million into Mike Duggan's campaign. In addition to that, and this is the first time I've been a journalist for 38 years that I've ever seen the media literally shut down another candidate. Benny Napoleon was able to raise about $1 million. So when you've got $4 to $5 million against you, you have the media just literally shutting you down and ignoring you. It is astonishing that Benny Napoleon was even able to come in within 10 points of Mike Duggan's win yesterday.
Well, Mildred Gaddis, we always appreciate your honesty there in Detroit, and it's always good to talk with you. Thanks for joining us here on NewsOne Now on TV1 to give us a preview, really a review of what took place in Detroit. Thanks a lot.